The polished marble floors of Oakmont Financial Center gleamed under the morning light as Claire Wilson pushed through the heavy glass doors. Her simple gray cardigan and white t-shirt contrasted sharply with the sleek corporate atmosphere. At 33, she carried herself with quiet dignity, her shoulder-length brown hair falling naturally around her face. As Claire approached the waiting area, she felt the subtle shift in the room. Quick glances, raised eyebrows, silent judgments. She was used to it. Her choice to dress simply, despite her means, was deliberate. A personal philosophy she'd maintained long before meeting her husband. "Good morning. How can I help you?" the receptionist asked, her smile stiffening after scanning Claire's modest outfit and well-worn handbag. "I have an issue with a wire transfer for the Wilson Foundation," Claire explained. "It was supposed to clear yesterday, but the funds haven't been received by the Children's Hospital in Phoenix. I don't see any record of a major transfer under Wilson Foundation." "It's for $850,000, Claire said quietly. The receptionist's eyebrows lifted slightly. "For transactions of that magnitude, you'll need to speak with one of our relationship managers." Claire waited 20 minutes, while other customers in business attire were ushered directly to personal bankers. Finally, Patricia Dawson, a tall blonde woman in a perfectly tailored navy suit, approached without extending her hand. "I understand you have questions about a foundation transfer," Patricia said, her tone carrying obvious disbelief. "Yes, I'm Claire Wilson with the Wilson Foundation. We have a pending transfer." "I'm sorry, but who exactly authorized you to manage foundation finances?" Patricia interrupted dismissively. "Typically, foundation representatives carry proper identification and make appointments. I am the foundation director. I established it 5 years ago." Patricia's skepticism deepened as she looked Claire up and down. At her desk, she frowned after checking the computer. "I'm not seeing any foundation with this level of capitalization under your name. Perhaps you're mistaken about the amounts involved." "I'm not mistaken," Claire replied calmly. "The Wilson Foundation has been with Oakmont for 3 years. We've moved millions through these accounts for children's medical initiatives." "Millions? Through this bank?" Patricia's skepticism was now unmistakable. "And you're authorized to direct these supposed millions?" Claire showed her banking app, displaying a $3.2 million balance and the pending $850,000 transfer. Patricia glanced at the screen dismissively. Anyone can create a mock-up of a banking app these days. The conversation deteriorated further, with Patricia questioning Claire's credentials, appearance, and right to be there. "Ms. Wilson, if that is your name," Patricia said with thinning patience. "Oakmont Financial has a reputation to maintain. We serve a particular clientele with significant financial means. People who manage millions don't typically present themselves as," she gestured at Claire's simple attire. After more condescension, Patricia stood abruptly. "I believe there's been a misunderstanding. Perhaps try our branch in the Eastern District. They handle more modest accounts." When Claire requested to speak with a manager, Patricia claimed she was the senior relationship manager and refused to help without proper documentation and appointment protocols. "Ms. Wilson, she said loudly enough for others to hear. "This is clearly not your kind of bank. Perhaps a community credit union would be better suited to your needs. We specialize in high net worth clients here." "You're making a mistake," Claire said. "I don't believe I am. Security will show you out if necessary." Claire walked out with her head held high, despite the burning humiliation. Exactly 7 minutes after Claire's exit, the glass doors opened again. A distinguished man in his early 50s entered the bank. His silver-gray hair was impeccably groomed, his tailored charcoal suit speaking of wealth that didn't need to announce itself. 2 executives accompanied him. The bank manager, William Chandler, hurried across the floor. "Mr. Wilson, what an unexpected honor. We weren't expecting you until tomorrow's formal introduction." Robert Wilson shook his hand briefly. "I decided to stop by early. My wife mentioned she was coming in this morning to resolve an issue with our foundation's transfer." Chandler's smile faltered. "Your wife, sir?" A visible ripple of unease spread through the bank. Patricia approached with a professional smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I believe I assisted a woman by that name earlier, though she didn't mention any connection to you, Mr. Wilson." Robert's eyebrows rose slightly. "She wouldn't. Claire prefers to handle foundation matters on her own merits." The glass doors opened once more, and Claire walked back in. The bank had gone completely silent. "Robert," she acknowledged with a small smile. "Claire," Robert returned warmly. "I was just asking Miss Dawson how she helped you this morning with the foundation transfer." Patricia's face had lost all color. "Mrs. Wilson, there appears to have been a misunderstanding. Had you mentioned your connection?" "My connection?" Claire asked calmly. "You mean my established account at this bank, or perhaps the foundation I created and have run for 5 years?" "Claire, were you denied service at this bank?" Robert asked, his expression hardening. Before Claire could answer, Patricia interjected desperately. "Not denied, Mr. Wilson. I simply suggested that proper protocols be followed." "What I understand," Robert said, his voice dangerously quiet, "is that my wife, who manages a multi-million-dollar charitable foundation, was apparently judged by her appearance rather than her financial credentials." In the manager's office, Claire recounted her experience, calmly, while Chandler looked physically ill, and Patricia stared at the floor. "Here's what's going to happen," Robert said. "First, the Wilson Foundation transfer will be completed immediately. Second, Miss Dawson, your employment is terminated, effective immediately. Third, I want a complete audit of customer service practices at this branch." 3 months later, Claire returned to what was now Wilson Community Bank. The interior had been redesigned, still elegant, but more welcoming, with clear information about services available without minimum balance requirements. Claire launched the Foundation's Financial Inclusion Initiative in partnership with the bank. Free financial literacy workshops, no-fee checking accounts with no minimum balance, and small business microloans for underserved entrepreneurs. Outside, Claire met Robert. "It's almost unrecognizable from that day," she remarked. "Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from unexpected places," Robert replied, as they entered a woman exited the bank, simply dressed, looking relieved. "First account," she said quietly. "First time a bank didn't make me feel small." After she walked away, Robert squeezed Claire's hand. Most people would have used that moment for revenge. You used it for transformation. Claire shrugged slightly. The best revenge isn't public humiliation. It's creating something better than what came before.